Hello everyone, it is that time once again. Welcome to Tournament 11 of Irish Warrior. Last time it was very interesting. We saw 7 Stage 1 clears, 3 people get to Stage 3, Trophy and 4, and Weapon Matt came so close to getting to the final. What's going to happen today though, now that we expand to 50 competitors? Let's find out right now. To compensate for this increase in competitors, the first stage has gone a little bit of an overhaul. As you may notice here, the stage is nowhere near as long as it was. We've had to move the starting platform and entrance sign accordingly to make the stage be a little bit shorter, and with that, potentially easier for some of our competitors who have struggled with Stage 1 in this era. It begins the same as it did last time with the rounded mountain. And then you're onto the Lollipop Hop Kai. That jump from the first pole to the second pole has been increased. The jump from the second to the third and the dismount are the same. Then you're on to the crescent roll. You know it by now, make those 2 jumps from side to side. Just keep an eye on your footing and where you're jumping to. And then you're on to the Diamondback. This obstacle debuted in the last tournament as the 6th obstacle of 10. It only took out 3 competitors, but it was 3 top competitors that went down here, so we'll see what kind of damage it does today. And then you're on to the 5th obstacle, which was the 4th obstacle in this era until today. It's the Rail Canyon, but now you have to make a very difficult trampoline jump similar to a jump hang or a jumping spider to get into the rails, cross those rails, and get to the platform. And then you're on to the new escape wall. You have to run up the wall and get high enough to where you can then board the mongoose, jump out the other side, climb up those stairs, and get onto the swivel swing. 3 swings. You pivot them, rotate them around. You've seen it by now, and jump onto the rock for the mountain cross. Series of objects. You jump your way across, and once you get to the end, you run over and hit that landmine. And if you do it here within 2 minutes, a 30-second time cut due to 2 less obstacles than before, then you will be on to the second stage. So like I said, 50 competitors up to bat today. The first of them being this man, Super Ninja Jake 2. This man made quite an impression yesterday though. If you have not seen Halo Ninja Warrior 23, don't listen for about the next 10 seconds. He actually beat Stage 1 on Smokey's course, so this guy has some definite talent as a relative new jumper to the community. So we'll see how he does today. He beat the first obstacle here. Again, he did do this course after he ran Halo Ninja Warrior, so he's coming off a bit of an emotional high. We'll see if he can carry that forward. He beats the lollipops, no problem. Now his first go at the crescent roll, he gets that first jump. Going quickly for the second jump, makes it easily, no crouch or nothing required. Super Ninja Jake onto the Diamondback. First jump here, no problem. The second jump is a little bit farther, a little bit more tricky. Oh, he almost slides off and he almost misses the safe jump, but then he will get this big dismount run here and he's gonna go right for the Rail Canyon. Oh, and he over jumps the tramp. He lands right at the edge of it, got a little bounce, but it wasn't enough. It's very similar to Rog's trampolines. You have to land right at the edge of it without landing too far forward. But now we move on to Lil Double, and he has beaten the first obstacle by the time I've got the chance to introduce him. And now for the lollipops, like I said, has been made a little bit tougher, but he's keeping his momentum up. That's the way to do it. Just keep that sprint going all the way through. And now he will tackle the crescent roll. And oh my goodness, he tried to run the entire corkscrew. That is not how you do the crescent roll. That was unfortunate. Alright, we're on to Eurogame. Eurogame C2? I don't know. That's a weird gamer tag, and I'm not going to ask too many questions. But he beats the first obstacle. And now we'll climb his way up here to the lollipops. And we jumped a little bit too quick off that first ball. You could just tell it was going to be over from there. You got to ride that ball a little bit. Let the ball's momentum carry you forward. Destroyer 6157, he's going very quickly here. And he jumped too quick off that 4th pole and he cut his momentum. That is unfortunate. And unfortunately, our other randos have not done very well either. We had Side Rocka. He missed that jump from the first to the second. Like I said, it has been made slightly tougher. We've saw the Rando struggle with this jump in the last tournament, and they are again today. We just saw Stepsis do that. And then Ayunata, who decided that he did not need the balls and the lollipop hop, even though you're not allowed to touch the poles. But he decided to say, I don't need the rules, and he failed anyway. He just completely blew it. And then he thought that was bad. Then we had Mac J, who decided shooting the balls with a pistol wasn't good enough, so he went for a needler and still couldn't land the pole. And finally, here in this fast forward, we had Zoo United Bro, who just decided to bypass the obstacle entirely and just walk in the water. So, it's a series of interesting strategies, and none of them worked out. Halo Thing 454, though, wearing number 10. And through the first obstacle, no problems. He's just seen 5 competitors in a row fail this lollipop hop Kai. He hopefully will not join him once he gets up the stairs. There you go. And he didn't sprint. And that is a death sentence. You have to sprint. And apparently some people don't know how to sprint. That's unfortunate. So we're up to 6 competitors in a row who have failed the lollipop hop. And now Bender Rodriguez almost came up short on that 4th cylinder, I guess, on the rounded mountain. I call them different objects every time. I don't even know what they are at this point. But now, lollipops. He's keeping his momentum up well. And believe it or not, this obstacle's not as hard as some people make it. Bender Rodriguez gets through that, goes right for the crescent roll. He gets that first jump, well done, but now he's got the harder second jump. You really gotta eye your spot here. Can Bender find a way? He jumps. Oh, he jumped a little bit early. I think if he had jumped just a little bit later, he would have made that jump, but he did not. And now we're on to Just Pies. I am assuming, or it's something else. Oh, well, we won't even have to question it, because he's failed the first obstacle. And moving right along, we have EDS Apollo. The entrance sign that we moved, it does look pretty nice. I do have to tell you, EDS Apollo, I thank you for marveling at it as much as I do. It looks great. And it's more so a space issue, so changed it up with the entrance sign. He took a long time in the first obstacle, but he got through. And he also will not sprint into the lollipops. That is not good. Alright, well, 13, we're basically a quarter of the way through the tournament already, and no one's done that well, and Choosy Thunder 17 has done the worst out of everyone so far. Well played, sir. And then our next group of competitors didn't do much better either. CBK Leader actually had a promising jump onto the first ball, and then going for the second ball, his sprint cut out. Kid Savage missed the jump to the 4th cylinder on the rounded mountain. Direct Conch missed that new harder jump from the first to the second ball. Damper Moss went before the cameraman was even ready. He tried to just jump over the entire stage, not touching anything, and then he jumped in the water. And then lastly, Temple of Osiris actually rode that first ball, and by the time it was too late, he then fell in the water. Alright, we now move on to Cyber Knights, and another competitor failing drastically early. And I think my game froze there when he failed. That's how bad he did. Alright, Jaime, 641. Again, if this was the old days... Oh my god, he almost missed that jump to the 5th one. If this was the old days where we had 20 competitor tournaments, the tournament would be over by now. What a video. I'm sure everyone would be liking it. This video would have like 1 million views by now. But Jaime, I just talked over it. He has beaten the lollipops, going for the crescent roll, and he jumps way too far out. He did not have the technique there. What in the world's the camera guy doing? Alright, ignore that. Camera guy appears to have lost his mind. Lil J, 3482. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I think this is a rare Rando replay. Textbook form on the backflip here. Look at this, he just hits the water against the pole, and just incredible form. I know the Olympics are going on right now, but someone get Lil J on the Olympic team. That was impressive. And now we have EDS Apollo leading this man into action, Dome. I don't know how Dome did, but he competed on Halo Ninja Warrior 23 Episode 1 as well. So, he shown some promise, I think, from what I've heard. And he is showing great talent here as he is quickly through the first 2 obstacles. But now this crescent roll, this has been difficult. But he gets that first jump. He's going to go right for the second one. He's going to make it. He is going to tackle the Diamondback. He's going to size it up here for a second and then go for it. Gotta get your angle just right here. He goes for it. Oh, he lands that first one. Well done. And now the harder second one. He goes a little low. Oh, and he falls all the way off. He didn't really get a run up the apex like some competitors do. He almost ran down the far side of it trying to make that jump. Unfortunate there. But now we have Xenon Xeno. Not Quantum Xenon, so it is not a Alpha Puma neighbor in disguise. It's just a rando. So yeah, he gets to the first obstacle, now going for the second one, and he jumped too early off the first ball. He just was a little bit too anxious there, and that is unfortunate. Alright, now we move on to our final rando, T Exotic T2660. That is just an absolute disappointing performance. Another, first jump fail. Alright, and now we're on to the returning competitors, beginning with its Foamy. Now, Foamy here has had 4 appearances before this, and he's never made it past the 3rd obstacle. He's hoping to change that here today. First things first, he's got through the first obstacle, now going up to the 2nd. Beat the lollipops. Beat this last time. It has been made harder. Foamy, keep your momentum. Well done. And now he's going to go for the crescent roll. He failed this last time on this jump, and lightning strikes twice. He has failed it again. Ah, that's unfortunate. He is 0 for 5 on getting past the 3rd obstacle in this course. But here's a man who has made it past the 3rd obstacle many a times. In fact, he's made it to the last obstacle, stage 1, twice. It is Snoz, who made his grand return last time, and now he's back again. He did say before this tournament he doesn't like to do a whole lot of practice, and he didn't end up doing a whole lot of practice because the crescent roll gets in his head the more he does it. So he's moving quickly here down the lollipops, and now this is it. The crescent roll took him out last time. He's going for revenge. Gets that first jump. Going for the second jump. Snoz! Oh! It looked good. He may have jumped a little bit early, but it wasn't off by much. And now we're on to Tricky Corgi 99. This was supposed to be Tricky Cyrus, and we ended up getting a Tricky Corgi to replace him. Okay. I guess I lied about the last rando thing, and sure enough, he ran like a rando and another backflip. That is interesting. Okay, well, I'm sure that is the last rando. But now we have a Sentinel Beam, just chaos here, with this man, Daddy Cheese, making his landmark 10th appearance in a row. Last tournament was a bit of a bummer for him. He failed the 3rd obstacle. The tournament before that was his best run since tournament 3, in which he made it all the way to the slider jump. Slider jump obviously is gone now, so one of the spectators just shot the first ball and the 3rd ball. Very bold strategy. I think that was Sonic, but don't quote me on that. But he makes that first jump on the crescent roll. He's going to take some time here. He's going to go for a double jump here. He did this in tournament 9 and it worked. It failed him last time, but he gets it today. And Cheese now onto the Diamondback. He's going to go left to right here on the first jump. Safe jump, get that. Going quickly for the second jump. Cheese, he gets a safe jump, but he gets pushed off. Cheese is unable to land the 3rd diamond. Unfortunate. You wonder if him not attempting that obstacle last time hurt his chances. But hey, here's a familiar face to those who watched the last tournament. This is Monkey D. Luffy. He has kind of become the new top rando in the jumping scene. He competed in the last tournament, got all the way to the Rail Canyon, which beat a lot of top competitors. His best run yet, though, is him running Sonic Fans course and getting all the way to the 8th obstacle, stage 1. This man has some real talent. He's showing it here as he's going quickly down the lollipop hop, which has been the rando killer, and that is well done. And now for the crescent roll. This has given him trouble in practice. We'll see if he can pull it off here. He beat it last time. Monkey, gonna run, jump. Oh, he just got a little bit unlucky. He jumped maybe a little early jumped pretty high, trying to get a little bit of a slide down, but he more so got rejected by the wall. But hey, here's a good sight, except for the fact that he jumped in the water. Demigods, who changed his gamertag to Meet Your Meat for the last tournament as he's getting shot from above. Who's that? Oh, that's Flame. Cool. He changed his name back, kinda. He doesn't have the spaces between Demi and Gods, but it's back to pretty much normal, which is better than the monstrosity of a gamertag he had last time. And he gets to the first obstacle. It's well done. Demi, like Monkey, beat a lot of top competitors by getting to the Rail Canyon in the last tournament. And he will get through lollipops. Now going for the crescent roll. And oh my goodness! Demi, no! He misses the first jump of the crescent roll. I did not see that one coming. Oh, but now we move on to number 32. We are moving right along here. This is Gotenks. Gotenks has had some battles with this renewal stage 1. He's obviously making his 9th appearance today. He's never beaten stage 1. He's had some battles in particular with the Rail Canyon and the diving boards, which are no longer in this course. But the Rail Canyon's taken him out 3 times, including in the last tournament. So we'll see how Gotenks goes today as he's going for the lollipop hop. And quickly down that. And now, he's going to take a second here and set up for the crescent roll on the first jump. And, oh my goodness, Gotenks is down on the crescent roll. It's a personal worst for Gotenks. Oh, I did not see that one coming. But now we have a man who changed his gamer tag. He's still known as Fireball. It's now Fireball ZXC, formerly known as DHG Fireball. One of the top competitors on this course. He's had a horrible go at it at the last 2 tournaments. He's going quickly here. We'll see if he goes to the skip for the second one. He does. Oh, can't pull it off today. But yeah, he's failed the Rail Canyon in tournament 9 and the crescent roll in the last tournament. Hoping to make a bit of a bounce back here. Fireball gets the first 2 obstacles, no problem. Alright, this is the obstacle that took him out last time. That first jump is no problem. Going for the second one. Oh, he's able to hang in there and get the jump. Fireball is onto the Diamondback for his first time. He gets that first jump with no issues. Going quickly for the second one. He gets there as well. Going for the dismount. And he's going to go right into the Rail Canyon jump. And he lands it. Now, Fireball is now going to traverse the inside of the Rail Canyon. This is the part that undid him in Tournament 9. But no mistakes today. And he'll be the first competitor to ever attempt the escape wall. And gets a great boost. He gets up into the goose and he's up in 1. He's got a minute left for the last 2 obstacles. It's plenty of time. This time is not super tight. If you get up the wall in 1, you have a very, very good chance of clearing the stage with the time you'll have remaining. Fireball went a little bit early there on that first jump, but he is okay. And now this one's moving around pretty fast. He might have went a little late there, but he still gets that jump. And now Fireball with 38 seconds on the clock. He's going to line up and go for the dismount. And no! Fireball comes up short of the dismount onto the mountain cross. I thought Fireball was going to make his grand return to stage 2 today. It's been a rough go for Fireball, and Fireball now has 3 stage 1 failures in a row. Let's see what happened here in this jump. It looked pretty good. I think he just went a little bit late, and he didn't use the pole to build his momentum a whole lot. And those 2 things added up to him coming up just short and falling in the water. But now we have his power this Siren. He had a shocking run in the last tournament. He's done so well in this era, and then unbelievably went down. Chris is back today hoping to get some revenge on the new, harder Rail Canyon. What's Flame doing? Flame's not supposed to be running through there. Okay. But Chris is off and changing his gun and shooting at the crowd while dismounting. He barely made that dismount, but it's not really recommended. But Chris is now moving his way through the lollipops and through that. It took me 34 runs to point out that the lollipops are now blue to blend in with the rest of the stage, so feel me, instead of the red nonsense like last time. As I say that, he's through the crescent roll with no problems, and he's going for a weird technique! Oh my goodness, he barely made that first jump on the Diamondback. He slid so far down and was able to hang in at the very last second. Now going for the Rail Canyon jump. And oh my goodness, he's connecting it. This is so risky to go for it all in a row, but Chris is showing incredible talent and gets through. And now going right for the escape wall, and he gets up in one. He's got even more time than Fireball. He's got 63 seconds. It's all down to execution at this point, because Chris has never beaten this obstacle. It took him out in tournaments 6 and 8. Can Chris be third time lucky on the solo swing? Hitting that swing hard, getting the thing to move around. And he gets the jump onto the third one. He just watched Fireball fail this jump, though, onto the rock. Can he pull it off? He jumps and goes for it, and it's a splitting image of what Fireball just did. He jumped late, he didn't get the boost off the pole, and Chris has failed the solo swing for a third time. That obstacle and him just don't see eye to eye. But unfortunately, we do have to move on, and we have Z-Master. He made his debut in the last tournament, and he was the only competitor to fail the 5th obstacle to Hop Rocket. It was so difficult as the 2nd obstacle in Tournament 9. Of course, all the top competitors were the ones that got to it in the last tournament, and Z was the only one to go down on it. Now, Z going to tackle the crescent roll, gets that first jump. Second jump, he's going to go very high and get it with no problems. Now for the Diamondback. Again, the trampoline is still in the 5th position, but it's now into the rail canyon, so I'm sure he has that on his mind as he gets those Diamondback jumps with no problems. And he's going to take a second here to set up for the rail canyon trampoline jump. And he lands it. Well done, Z. And now he's got to transfer through the inside of the rails, which he did in the last tournament, but he can't do it today. Z-Master. Oh, Flame fell from the heavens. Flame's having quite a presence here in these intros and outros and stuff. But no, unfortunate for Z, he beat the inside of the rail canyon last time because it was just a normal rail canyon before the Hop Rocket, and that is super unfortunate. But now we have Sonic Fan 10193. He is searching his first stage 1 clear today. He's been 0 for 8. He put up a good run last time, but went down on the Diamondback, which I have been quick to make fun of him for. I have taken several pictures of Diamondbacks in my regular life, namely the roller coaster at a nearby amusement park, and sent them to him to make fun of him for it. And so here he is, the rematch again. Sonic has put so much practice into this tournament, he should know how to do this obstacle now, and he gets the jump from the first to the second diamond, and the second to the third. Sonic is through the Diamondback. He's going right for the rail canyon, and he lands the jump. And now he's got to make his way through the inside. You just watched Z fail this. And Sonic moving very quickly, but he doesn't get a jump, going for the dismount. And Sonic Fan has met a personal worst. He's down on the 5th obstacle, and Sonic falls to 0 for 9 on the Irish Warrior first stage. Oh, man. Unfortunate, but we do move on to Bubba Ace. Now, I want to point out Bubba Ace used to have a 37 at the end of his gamer tag, and I made the run order and completely, not on purpose, put Bubba Ace in at number 37 based on him getting to Diamondback in the last tournament. Again, he was 1 of 3 to fail it. We just saw Sonic run and get his revenge on it. We'll hope to see Bubba do the same, but first he's got this crescent roll. The first one, not a problem, going quickly for the second one. Bubba lands it, well done. And Bubba now moving his way on to the Diamondback. Can he get some revenge on this? Oh, he's gonna go really weird angle there. He did not get to the apex of the first diamond. He almost jumped too low, and it was gonna be a nearly impossible save from where he jumped from. 2 tournaments in a row while Ace goes down in the Diamondback. He has a new nemesis, I would say. He's had some nemesis on this course. I don't know what the plural of nemesis is, but he has had some on this course. And now we move on to Strafe Felix, the last of the Diamondback failures in the last tournament. He went down on the jump from the second to the third, however. So we'll see how Strafe does. The first 2 obstacles not a problem like they were last time. He's never had a problem with this obstacle either. The crescent roll gets that first jump, going for the second one. Gets a safe jump and will get through the obstacle. Alright, here we go. He's seen one person who failed this last time beat it, and he's seen one person who failed it. He gets that first jump. This is the jump that took him out last time. And much smoother. Well done there by Strafe, going for the dismount. And Strafe is through, and he's going right for the rail canyon. And no, he can't land it. Strafe didn't get the cleanest jump off the trampoline. And he is the second Brit to go down on the rail canyon. Oh my goodness, wait a minute, what? I thought this was TX Drew TV, but it's not. Why is he number 39? The Chief is 39. Drew TV didn't show up and we get this guy as a replacement. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? I lied again. We didn't see our final Rando as he hits the water and the game goes again. Wow, so this is why... So I guess the TX Drew TV replacement was the Chief making his third appearance. And at least he beat the first obstacle this time because he failed that last time. Alright, Soul Reaper, 1025. He's making his fourth appearance. He's obviously been a very on and off competitor as far as showing up. And he is taking the number 40 spot that was going to be given to Swan in this tournament. And so Soul hoping to represent for Swan, hoping to represent for the two Brits that he's seen go down the Rail Canyon. He's never attempted this obstacle, or actually I lied, he did attempt this obstacle in Tournament 8, and he gets through super smooth today. And now for the Diamondback, this obstacle is one he has not attempted before, because he has missed the last two tournaments. Gets that first jump, no problem, the second jump, well done there by Soul. And he is going to go right for the trampoline, and he overjumps the trampoline, and the Brit curse is on. He is the third Brit to fail the Rail Canyon. And ladies and gentlemen, we've never gotten to this point where we're about to go to the nighttime runs and have no finishers, and we only have 10 runs remaining. I thought we were going to see more success in this tournament with the shorter stage 1, but that has not been the case. But thankfully, we still have 10 of the best left to run, beginning with this man. It is number 41, the first ever number 41 in Irish Warrior history. This is Booker Taco, who made history for all the wrong reasons in the last tournament. He became the first person to ever time out on the first stage. He timed out on the mountain cross. And he's going to go for the skip here. That's a risky technique, but he pulls it off. It almost lands that second step. Man, Booker is being bold right from the start. He said his game plan is to go a little bit faster today. It might be a little bit reckless, he said, but he doesn't really care. He's just going for it. He does not want to time out again. He's going for the crescent roll first jump, no problem. Going for the second one. Oh, it blended in really bad there. These lights are bright, and I didn't really check that very well, as you are seeing. But Booker gets that first jump on the Diamondback. The second one, oh my goodness, he almost slid off the front edge, but he is okay, and he's going to go right for the Rail Canyon, and Booker lands it, and now he's got to cross the inside of it as we view him from the blimp here, and he gets through. But now for the escape wall. He's never attempted anything like this in this course. Booker is into the goose, and he is up at N1, and he also has plenty of time. But Booker's seen two competitors fail this obstacle before him. He has not seen anyone land the rock onto the mountain crossing. He has struggled with this obstacle before. He's lost a ton of time on it in the last two tournaments, failed it in the last tournament. But Booker gets that jump onto the second one. He is burning a lot of time. This is good that he got up the wall in one, because he's losing a lot of the time he saved in the front half here. Oh my goodness, he barely made the jump to the third. Can Booker now land this jump? He made it last time, but he's failed it before. Booker lands the rock. 25 seconds left. Booker should have this here if he can execute. He has had so many struggles with this obstacle. He's failed it 3 times before. He is hungry to beat it. This is the slant jump. Can Booker pull it off? Booker lands it. He's connecting it. This is so risky. It undid Cobra in the last tournament doing this, but Booker lands the platform, and he doesn't hit the buzzer because Fireball got in his way, so he just lost like 2 or 3 seconds there. That's a giant goofy, huge anticlimax. But Booker Taco has finally done it. It took him 7 tournaments, but Booker Taco is moving on to the second stage. Just a fantastic performance. We knew he had it in him. We've seen him knock on the door so many times now, and Booker pulled it off. Just a beautiful technique here on the escape wall. Just get that boost perfectly to get up high enough to get into the mongoose. There's a lot of ooze in there. boost, all that. And then this jump here, he did almost come up short. He jumped a little bit late, and he just barely clinged on. Was able to land the jump onto the mountain cross, get through the mountain cross, and really, the only bit where he struggled on the whole run was hitting the buzzer, and that's because Fireball stood on the platform and got in his way. But then he not only killed Fireball, but hit the buzzer as well. And I feel like we've seen this before. Yeah. Oh yeah, here we are. Weapon Warrior Tournament 1, where Jumpy and Smokey had the exact same thing happen.
Yeah.
So,
don't know what would happen if he timed out there. Probably would have blamed it on Jumpy.
Yeah, we've never had this happen, and now we've had it twice in like a month of tournaments. So don't ask me why this is now a thing of people getting in the way of people hitting the buzzer, but it is. And now we move on to number 42, RPG 445, with the host of Weapon Warrior, Weapon Man himself. Of course, Rock, the host of Spartan Sasuke. That's why we have the Spartan Sasuke theme play every time he steps up to the starting line. Rog has beaten Stage 1 3 times before on this course. Unfortunately, last time went down on the mountain cross. Was one of 4 competitors to fail the mountain cross last time, so he's hoping to get a little bit of revenge and get back to Stage 2. You know he's capable of it. He's always put up a good performance on this course. He's only not made it to the last 2 obstacles of Stage 1 once in his career, so we'll see if Rog can keep this alive as he goes for the crescent roll, goes to that second jump, and lands it, as he will also blend in with the very bright lights to make sure that our competitors see where they're landing, because several competitors complained about that, and to be honest with you, I don't blame them. Hard for the viewer, easy for the competitor. Oh, he barely makes that second diamond, or the third diamond, the second diamond jump, and now he's going to go quickly for the Rail Canyon jump. The trampolines are similar to his, and he is going to land it, get a safe jump, and now he's got to make his way through the rails. Stopping on each one, nothing wrong with that. Again, there's no need to be reckless here with this time limit. It's going to be all down to getting up to the escape wall, but he is way behind everyone else's time so far. But Rock gets up the wall in 1, and 52 seconds remaining. It is the slowest time so far by a long ways, but Rock is pretty good here at the swivel swing. He failed it in Tournament 9, but he's pretty fast at it, so we'll see if Rock can keep the pace up to get through this obstacle. It took him a while to get that first swing going, but now he's picking up the pace here a little bit. I think it's not going super fast on him. This could be close here. Rock with 30 seconds remaining. He's now going to land this jump. He said this jump is the hardest jump on the whole stage before. He jumps late, but he gets the boost off the pole to just land it. Rock has 20 seconds left. He failed that jump to the tree last time, and he gets it today. He's going to save the doorknob, go up into the pipe. And oh no, he gets pushed back. He needs to save himself. Rog, no, he gets pushed out and he can't hold on. Rog is undone on the mountain cross again, and he now has a losing record on this obstacle. He's beaten it 3 times and failed it 4 times. Rog just went a little bit too fast there. When you do that, you can get pushed back out of the tube, and he had no choice. Once he couldn't land that second save jump, he was going to fall into the water. We saw Matt save that a few tournaments ago by getting a spring jump. It's really hard to pull off, and unfortunately, that is the end of Rog's day. As we move on to number 43, Cobra. This man has made it to the mountain cross in each of his 2 previous appearances, but he has really made a name for himself here on these other courses. Most notably on the most recent tournament of Spartan Ninja Warrior, Tournament 3. He finished in 2nd place, got all the way to the vertical limit, and for a guy who's just starting jumping, these kind of things don't usually happen for a man who, again, he's barely jumped. He's been around for like 2 or 3 months, and he's already putting up deep stage 3 runs. He gets a save there. At the edge of the first diamond, he's getting a ton of lag here on the diamond back. He's going very quickly and gets through it, and now he's going to go right into the Rail Canyon, and he will get a safe jump and land it. Now Cobra making his way through the middle. Cobra goes too fast and can't land the 3rd rail, and Cobra is down on the Rail Canyon. Oh, you can't win them all, but that is not where we expected that. We did not expect that one to happen. But hey, here is the host of Spartan Ninja Warrior, Flamosaurus. Now, he was one of 7 to beat the stage in the last tournament. He got to the snapback, wasn't what he was hoping for on stage 2, because of course in turn 8 he got all the way to the wind chimes. So Flame has not had the greatest run on stage 1 before, but you know, he's had some pretty good runs in this era. He's beaten stage 1 twice in this era. We'll see if he can pull it off today. This crescent roll has not really been a factor for him before. He gets a safe jump and gets through. Of course, Flame in tournament 7 was the breakthrough competitor. He was the first competitor to ever defeat that obstacle when like everyone and their long lost cousin was failing. And now he's going quickly through the Diamondbacks here. Gets up on top of the third one, goes to the dismount, and he is also going to go right into the rail canyon. Flame lands it, and he's going to go right for the rails. It did not work for Cobra. Oh, he's going to stop on the 4th rail. That is interesting. And he's going to actually save jump here and stop on the 6th rail and back up and get the dismount. It burned a little bit of time here, but Flame should be alright if he can get up the wall here in 1, but he can't. Flame needs to get up in here pretty quick. And he gets up on the 2nd attempt. Okay, 48 seconds. This is not a guarantee, but it should be okay. Flame now, he's not shooting forward. This is a little concerning. Okay, now he is. 38 seconds left. Flame's going to go left to right here. He's going to land that second swing. Oh, now the swing's starting to come around. He is going to save a little bit of time here by doing this. Now he's got to land this dismount. Can Flame get it? Oh, he gets it, no problem, but 21 seconds. This is going to be close, I think. Flame's going to have to keep his pace up here. 15 seconds left. You just watch Rog fail the 2, but he will not. And Flame... Oh, my goodness! Oh, that was just a crazy lag spike. Another one. Flame gets through. 5 seconds left. Flame's got to get to the end here. It's going to be close yet again, but Flame living up to his turtle persona. Flame always makes fun of me for being slow, but I guess I should start doing the same to him, because for some reason on this course, Flame and the timelines just do not see eye to eye. Of course, last time he cleared with like 15 seconds left. Today's back to himself. He cleared with 1.06 seconds left. Well done by Flame. He will be the second competitor into stage 2 today. And now we have someone who is the opposite of Flame on this course. This is a competitor who loves going fast. This is Jumpy. He has had a great record on this course. He's only failed stage 1 3 times. He's competed at every tournament. So we'll see if Jumpy can find a way to get that 8th stage 1 victory and hope maybe even later on down the line get that 2nd stage 3 appearance today. Jumpy, oh, he did get the skip. Jumpy, the first competitor to get the skip onto the 2nd stair, which saves you like a second, but it looks cool. So again, it doesn't really matter too much, but you get like some brownie points for it. But now for the crescent roll, Jumpy gets through that with no problems. And now for the Diamondback. We watched him go for a very risky technique on this last time. Will he go for it again? Jumpy, oh, he's going to play it much safer. He's going to land it and do the traditional technique. And now going right for the rails. And he lands it, and he's going to go right for the second one, right for the third. He is going super aggressive here. But Jumpy gets through it. And oh my goodness, what is that technique? He like tried to slide on the wall. That's not really recommended. And he misses a second attempt at the wall. As you can see, he still has plenty of time. He's gone so fast at this point, but he misses a third attempt at the wall. Jumpy, this looked like it was about to be a runaway victory. He was about to have all the time in the world. It's still looking pretty good, but he needs to keep moving here. 45 seconds left. And oh my goodness, it swings back on him. It is a wonky swing, and suddenly it shoots forward. Jumpy's able to land the second swing. 35 seconds. Now the swing swings forward. It rocks back on him, but he gets the jump. 30 seconds left. He's got to get this dismount here. Jumpy goes for it. And unbelievable. Jumpy is the 3rd competitor to fail that jump today. That jump has been super problematic. He failed this exact jump in Tournament 7. This is the only time he failed Stage 1 in Era 2. Before this, he jumped a little bit early. And today, he was on the other side of the pole. I don't think that would have really affected him. But if you look here, instead of jumping too early, about right there is the perfect time to jump, and he jumps a little bit too late. All 3 competitors that failed the swivel swing to this point, they just jumped a little bit too late. They didn't use the pole. The jump became very difficult. And that is how you fail that obstacle. But we move on from that to someone who's been absolutely on fire on this stage 1 lately. This is Smokey Massacre. Now, Smokey has cleared stage 1 in 6 consecutive tournaments, and he's hoping to make it 7 in a row today. Of course, he's cleared every tournament in this era, as well as Tournament 5. Smokey, another one of those competitors who has been really good on this course, but only has one stage 3 to show for it. So Smokey gonna hunt that second one down hopefully today. That first jump on the rail, or on the crescent roll, is no problem, as well as the second, and now he will tackle the Diamondback. First jump with no problems, and the second one goes to the dismount. Every single one of these competitors is going right for the rails. It is super aggressive. You don't have to do that, but I guess whatever works, and they are pulling it off. Smokey quickly through the inside of the rails, and now he will have to get up the escape wall. He just wants Jumpy take 4 attempts at this, and he will miss his first attempt on his own right. Now he's going to have to line this up here again. He drifts a little bit to the right, but he still gets in the mongoose and gets up on top. 52 seconds left. He's a couple seconds ahead of Jumpy to this point. And he has learned the art of the punching technique as we saw last time. He does incredible doing this. Look at the swing here. This is absolutely textbook as far as how you do this obstacle. Can he land the dismount? It rocks back on him! Oh, I think he escaped just in time. There was lag, so he couldn't really see, but Smokey just barely survives that dismount. And now he's got plenty of time, 25 seconds. He lands the slant jump, going for these final 2 railings, and going for the final platform, going for the buzzer, going for 7 stage 1 victories in a row. 18 seconds flat. That's the first time we've ever had someone finish a stage with exactly X amount of seconds left. In Smokey's case, it was 18. Smokey had a really clean run, except for this rail can, or I should know the name of my obstacles. Swivel swing. As you see, it rocks back as he's going for the jump, and I think he times his jump just right. He barely gets the jump off before it starts swinging back all the way. If he had waited another fraction of a second, he probably would have been in the water here. But other than that, Smokey was able to put up a great performance and clear with a very fast time as well. 18 seconds. It's pretty lenient time limit, but 18 seconds is very good on a 2-minute stage 1. But now, it's time for Hunter Unit 751, who had his second best ever performance in the last tournament. His best one since Tournament 1. He's obviously been very good at stage 1, but stage 2 and him have not seen eye to eye. He's hoping to end the streak today. 7 consecutive stage 2 appearances without clearing it. But that is something to look forward to in the future, because he has to beat stage 1. He has to remain focused on the goal, which he does such a great job at doing. There's a reason why Hunter cleared 19 stage 1s in a row on Halo Ninja Warrior, because he is absolutely focused on the obstacles and the stage at hand. Can he be focused here on the lollipop after I just talk about how focused he is? Of course he will. He's Hunter Unit 754, and he's really good at this kind of thing. And now for the crescent roll. The first jump, no problems. Going for the second one. Hunter lands it. He's never struggled with this obstacle. I mean, Hunter's personal worst is the swivel swing in Tournament 6. I mean, that is a pretty good record right there. I mean, if Weapon Matt wasn't around, I would argue that that is the second best record. Or I would argue that it is the best record, instead it's the second. Hunter went ahead and hesitated there before the rail canyon. He's going to get a save jump here, a second one, and he is okay. Of course, he's seen 3 Brits fail this obstacle. He would be the first Brit to beat this. Hunter hoping to show up for the United Kingdom, and of course he gets through it. And now for the escape wall. And Hunter gets up in N1. That's a little bit more like it. He is on a similar pace to Smokey. He likes doing the flame shooting technique. He loves this technique. He always talks about how much of a genius technique this is when he saw Flame do this in Tournament 8. And now he has taken one from his book. And he goes right for that third swing. He's going to go right across. He puts himself in perfect position. This is so beautifully executed. He's taken some extra time to line up for that swing, and he gets the jump onto the rock. 23 seconds as he gets up into the tube. He almost gets pushed out of it. He almost jumped too good there. 18 seconds left. He's now got the slant. He gets it again. Couple more rails to go. 12 seconds. Hunter, can he beat the klaxon? No, he won't. What an absolute disgrace to his country, to his family, to everyone that roots for him. No, I'm kidding. Again, no Hunter at this point is the person who clears within the klaxon every tournament. And, of course, he beat it once in Tournament 9, which arguably had the hardest time limit on Stage 1 we've ever had. But Hunter, very impressive performance yet again. He will be back in Stage 2. And now it's time for Joey Davis. He changed his gamer tag to Vaze, but everyone still calls him Joey Davis, and for good reason, because Vaze is a weird gamer tag, and he's kind of messed around with some clans and stuff, which I think is why he did it. But even then, everyone will still call him Joey Davis. People ask me, why I don't change my gamer tag from Crown Ferret. I could go back to Irish, and the answer is everyone calls me Irish anyway. It doesn't matter. So again, whatever your gamer tag is in the first place, people usually call you. So Joey failed this in tournament 7, the crescent roll, but he gets through it yet again, and now he's into the Diamondback by the time I've gotten my monologue out about gamer tags. He's going for the second diamond here, and he gets that, going for the dismount. And now, going right into the Rail Canyon, his favorite obstacle in the world now has a trampoline before it. He is moving quickly through, and he's going quickly for that final pole, the dismount, and Joey gets through once again. And now for the escape wall, and he is up at N1. He's moving at a good pace. This is a similar pace to what we saw Chris and Fireball at. Of course, Chris and Fireball both failed this obstacle. Joey is very good at this. He is so good at building that swing. He's going right for the third one. He got one punch and went. And Joey is absolutely making a mockery of this little swing. He has got an eternity to beat the mountain cross. 40 seconds left. It's all a matter of execution. He goes quickly up on top of the tube. 35 seconds left. This is the slant jump, and he gets it again. 30 seconds left. Are you kidding me, Joey Davis? Are you faster? What? 27.64 seconds left. That is the fastest time we've seen since my debacle with the Tournament 6 time limit. We won't get too in-depth with that. But really, if Tournament 6 didn't exist, Joey Davis would have just set the stage with a clear record as far as time remaining. That was super impressive. Well done by Joey Davis. And now 2 competitors remain. And this man needs a little introduction after the incredible performance he put on last time. But of course, we're giving him one and his new theme he gets for getting to Stage 3. This is Petrillo Fan 4. Again, he's been so good on a lot of other courses, and finally, last tournament was the tournament where he broke through. Again, before last tournament, he had never beaten the ball glider on Stage 2. He made it all the way to the wobble coaster. Petrillo is hungry to get back there and potentially get to the final today as he makes his way down these lollipops. Again, they have not been a problem for anyone unless your name is a Rando, or your title is a Rando. The crescent roll has been tough regardless of who you are, and he gets through. Now for the Diamondback. Beat this last time. And he gets a slide down, but he's okay there on the first jump. The second jump, not a problem either. He's going a little bit early on the dismount, but he gets that and going right for the Rail Canyon. Petrillo showing a lot of urgency here. Petrillo's not usually one to go super fast. Ooh, he's using all 6 rails. That 5th rail always feels a little bit lonely, so nice of Petrillo. Such a nice guy to show some love to it. And he gets up the wall in 1, and he is at the same pace as our fastest competitors to this point. Petrillo, I don't know if he'll exactly make a run for the fastest time, and as you can see, he won't, because he just took a lot of time there in the first swing, but this is absolutely fine. You got time in hand, you might as well use it to get to the end and get that ticket to Stage 2. This is the big dismount here. Petrillo, oh my goodness, it starts rocking back, and that is great awareness to notice that it was going to do that. And now Petrillo jumps to the other side, has to get the jump from the other side of the pole, and he gets it. 30 seconds left. He still has more than enough time. He gets a save on the tree. 25 seconds left, and he goes up into the tube, gets up on top. 20 seconds left. Petrillo lands the slant, will get a save jump. 15 seconds. Couple jumps left, and Petrillo, he will beat the klaxon. bring up that graphic. It's become famous at this point. It seems like someone does it every tournament where they beat the Klaxon for their first time. Tournament 9 it was Hunter, Tournament 10 it was Flame. Today it is Petrillo Fam 4 with 10.71 seconds left on the clock. Really, other than that mishap on the swivel swing, it was a very smooth run, but as you see here, it was a weird punch he got on it, and he could notice that the swing was rocking back, and that jump was going to be almost impossible to make. It would have been possible, but it would have been much more difficult, and so he makes the wise decision to jump to the other side of the swivel swing and let that side spin around, and he gets a beautiful jump off of that. Albeit a little bit early, but he built so much momentum off that pole, it was just beautifully done. And then from there, it was the same old mountain cross that he's done really well out of the past, and Petrillo Fam is on to stage 2. And now only one man left to go, the first ever number 50, as if there was any doubt. The man hoping to continue his perfect streak on stage 1. This is Weapon Matt. It's hard to believe there have been 10 Irish Warrior tournaments before this, and he's beaten stage 1 in every single one of them. He's going for a little bit of like a frog jump technique on the first obstacle, but gets through that no problems. Making his way up here to the lollipops. Again, the lollipops have been in a lot of tournaments. First the original version, and then the new moving ball version, and he's never had a problem on any of them. He's never had a problem really on any stage 1 obstacle. Gets a save on the crescent roll there. But no problems, and now he's on to the Diamondback. It's that first jump. And the second one, he slides way down, but he is okay. Now this is the big problem, jump on this stage at this point. Oh, but he lands it. We've seen a lot of competitors fail this. Some on the inside, some on the tramp jump. Weapon Matt put that to the side and got through it, and he goes right up the escape wall. He's got just under a minute left, still a very fast pace at this point, because we've seen Matt do really well in this obstacle in the past. And look at that, beautiful jump off the first one to the second, and going right for the third. He's not punching these swings really too much, but he's more so using his body weight into the pole to build that swing. And he's got 38 seconds left. I don't think he'll get Joey Davis's time, but if he can pull this off, he will put up a very impressive clear time. He gets up on top of the tube. Notice that veteran awareness to take his time on that. He gets the slant jump there. 25 seconds left. Weapon Matt goes for it yet again. A little close there on the dismount. That could have been a heartbreaking way to lose your perfect clear streak. But for the 11th time in a row, Weapon Matt clears stage 1. Unbelievable. 20.59 seconds left. He will snag the second fastest time. And again, at this point, we really shouldn't be surprised when we see Weapon Matt clear stage 1, but the pressure goes up every tournament for him on stage 1. And so for him to pull it off over and over again, really impressive. And so despite the modifications made to make stage 1 easier, 7 people, again, the same as the last tournament, have beaten stage 1. As for the fails, unbelievably, 30 fails on the first 3 obstacles, including 14 on the lollipops, which is the most we've ever had on a single obstacle in a tournament. But this takes us to the second stage, where it all begins, as it has for every tournament in Era 2, with the U-Bridge. Drive the mongoose down the path. Just be careful not to fall off. And then you dismount and tackle the new salmon ladder. Each of those rungs has a script on it, and so the bar will actually despawn off of the rung that you just jumped off of and spawn on the rung you're going to. Once you get up to that 7th rung, you then jump to either one of the 2 side platforms and then transfer onto the ball glider. Really, this obstacle has not seen too many changes in its 11 tournament history because it's been in every tournament. Roll the balls down the 2 tracks, the 10 degree and the 15 degree, make that dismount, run down the giant stairs, and move on to the snapback. Cross the 3 seesaws using just the green bars. Now that get progressively more difficult as you go. Get onto that green platform and transfer onto the wind chimes. 4 poles that you gotta jump across, the gaps between them get progressively bigger. But once you get to that platform, run down some more stairs, then you get to tackle the super launch. It seems like such a simple obstacle, but it is fiendishly difficult at this point in the stage. You have to drive the goose off and jump at just the right time to land that platform, and then you get to tackle the minefield. You have to jump and miss all those mines. If you blow up a mine, you are disqualified. But once you get through all that, it's the legendary supermarket. Get your way through the 8 walls that go back and forth. And if you can hit that buzzer, and you can do it within 2 minutes and 15 seconds, you're on to stage 3.
So, I know I've struggled with time a lot and falling under the pressure, so I'm like, maybe if I go fast enough, my nerves won't catch up to me. It's like, wait, he's too quick, he's too fast. We can't make him choke yet. So I just went for it. I think I ended up with what, almost 1 second left. So even going as fast as I could, I still almost failed. But hey, I'm into stage 2. This stage 2, I've already made history by timing out on stage 1. So hopefully I don't end up being the first to ever fail the first obstacle in stage 2, because that'd be trash for me.
So stage 1, it was pretty smooth overall. I went really quickly at the start. I just slowed down a lot and barely had enough time. Stage 2, however, I obviously want to clear because it's my 5th time here and I haven't yet. But I really just want to get past the 2 things that are behind me, the snapback and wind chimes, because they've been what's taken me out the 2 times I made it here in this era.
Stage 1 went really well. I felt very confident throughout that entire run. The obstacles were changed up a little bit, but I still felt pretty good. Stage 2 is, this is where stuff gets rough for me, clearly, and I've got a lot of obstacles that I'm worried about. The balls will always give me problems, and I think, honestly, the thing I'm most nervous about right now going into the stage is the time limit. We'll see if I can put on a run good enough to where the time limit is actually relevant, but I'm hoping that I can at least, my goal is to hit that buzzer, and I hope that there's still some time left on the clock when I do it, but there's a lot of tough obstacles that are in my way, so I'm going to be trying my best right now.
The stage 1 run was pretty smooth. I think the only thing that felt a little bit sketchy was the trampoline. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. Stage 2, I mean, it's like a copy and paste at this point. Every interview, anything could happen. I did really well in the last tournament, and I wasn't expecting to. Although, to be fair, I wasn't expecting to fail the mines. I thought I'd get through it and then time out on the last obstacle. So, I'll give it my best. I'm going to try and see if I can go a little bit faster. I think with the salmon ladder, you can save a bit more time compared to the walls, but still a lot of tough obstacles to get past before you can even think about worrying about the time.
Stage 2, I'm mostly worried about the salmon ladder. I'm also really worried about the time limit because I don't really go fast on there. The ball glider, that's always really difficult for me, and I don't know. Just gotta get lucky and hopefully I can get back to stage 3.
That stage 1 run was extremely shaky. I did not think I was going to be able to beat that mountain cross, but I'm happy I did. And I'm happy that I have the support of everyone here. Got all my friends here to watch my stage 2 run. And just like always, I'm here to have a good time. Of course, I would love to clear, get one step closer to the final, but if I fail, simply because I got to stage 2, it's not the end of the world. But overall, I do feel pretty good about this stage.
Yeah, that stage 1 run felt really smooth, probably the smoothest one I've had in this era, or maybe second smoothest. But it feels good to get a weight lifted off my shoulders, clearing a stage after surgery. The stage 2, I'm a little more sketched out about it than I have in the past because of the time limit, but I'm able to make stage 3 for a 9th time. It'll be very nice.
Alright, here we go. Second tournament in a row, we have 7 competitors remaining, and all of them hoping to punch their ticket to the 3rd stage. Again, the 2nd stage on this course just has an absolute reputation of being extremely difficult. Every stage 3 is earned, and the first man to try to pull it off is Booker Taco. 2 minutes 15 on the clock. You may notice as he almost drives off at the bottom of the first ramp, 5 seconds getting taken off the time limit, so Booker's going to have to keep a really good pace up. Booker gets through the U-bridge, and now onto the salmon ladder. This is actually the reason for the time cut. This obstacle's roughly 5 seconds faster than the wall climb, and he's actually using a interesting technique here. He's kind of almost treating these like wall climb jumps. but he is making his way up. He's got a couple jumps left, and just like the real Sasuke salmon ladder, this last jump is a little bit bigger, but he gets up there, misses the jump onto the side. Okay, he gets up on top now, and he's got 95 seconds as he gets his way onto the ball glider. But yes, 5 seconds getting taken off the time limit, and those 5 seconds basically come from the salmon ladder being on average 5 seconds faster. Booker's got to keep the pace up here on his first time on stage 2, gets the transfer on the ball glider, and now 75 seconds left as he rolls the ball into position to get ready to go for that second track. It's a 15-degree angle. It's super tough to control. Booker Taco, he is not going for any wrangle. He is going for the old school big jump, and I love to see it. Booker Taco onto the snapback with a minute left. He's going to have to pick up the pace here a little bit, and he's going for speed on the snapback. And that is what undid him. I don't blame him for going fast there. He knew he was going to have to pick up the pace tremendously in the second half. And that is all she wrote for Booker Taco, but still a great tournament for him, finally beating stage 1. And now we move on to the 6 competitors that have all been here before. And Flamosaurus has been here many times before. This is his 5th time here, but he's never been able to hit the buzzer at the end of this stage. Tournament 3, he got all the way to the supermarket, got 3rd place in that tournament. Hasn't been that far since, so we'll see if he can pull it off today. Flame is now onto the salmon ladder, and he's lining up the middle, and he's getting these vertical jumps, but he is spring jumping him, and he is going at an incredible pace. Look at how fast he just did the salmon ladder. Beautifully done. Why is there not a ball? Okay, that was weird. I guess we won't ask questions about that. He jumped onto an invisible ball. But Flame is rolling his way down the ball glider and gets onto the second ball here. Again, he failed this in Tournament 2, but he's beaten it all 3 times he's been to this stage since. Can Flame get 4 consecutive ball glider clears? He also will not wrangle. He also will make the dismount, and with 80 seconds to go, he is onto the snapback. He's about 20 seconds ahead of the pace that Booker set. You can see Flame is moving with some urgency here. That second seesaw was already lowered. An unintentional obstacle malfunction, but it works out in his favor, and so no reason to do any redos or any nonsense with that. It actually helped him out here. And he's going for speed here on the wind chimes, going straight for the 2nd and 3rd one, and then getting right on the 4th one, and getting the dismount. 50 seconds to go. Flame now into the super launch. Can he pull this off? Flame goes and lands the island. 40 seconds left. He's onto the minefield. He has not seen this obstacle in many tournaments. And he goes one at a time to start, but now he's going 2 at a time, and this is what I like to see. He's keeping a sense of urgency here. Couple jumps left, and Flame beats the minefield, and he is back to the supermarket. It's his first time here in 8 tournaments, and he should have time in hand. Last time he got here, he had almost no time and actually fell off the side. And today, it is looking good. He is moving with great speed here. He's got 13 seconds with 2 walls to go. It's going to happen, it looks like. Flame, it took 11 tournaments, but he has finally defeated the 2nd stage. Fantastic performance for Flame. 7.84 seconds left. He moved super quick and efficiently. And the camera pans down at a spinning man who is super happy with his performance. It took him long enough. He knew he was capable of doing it. And Flame finally pulled it off. Revenge, a long time in the making on the supermarket, finally achieved. Well done by Flame. He even gets up on top of the supermarket. What a show off. But he is the king of the supermarket for the time being. But look at this salmon ladder. It was a new obstacle. Everyone had to try and figure out new techniques for it. Flame's technique was just to do these spring jumps all in a row. It's super risky too, because if you miss a spring jump, you risk bumping your head into the script up above and actually setting off the next bar, and you would then fall in the water. But Flame is able to just move with great efficiency. First time taking on the super launch ever, and he is able to adjust himself in midair and land dead center and get the job done.
Yes! Bazinga!
Yes!
Nice job, Flame.
Yes!
You know, Flame was happy, but Petrillo was maybe even more happy than Flame was there. That's pretty amazing. So, but in any respect, well done there by Flame, and we now move on to Smokey Massacre. He knows what that feeling is like. He beat this stage in Tournament 8, but that is the only time he's pulled it off. He's failed Stage 2 in each of the last 2 tournaments. But again, his 7th time in a row here, 8th time overall, and he's going for the traditional technique where you get these crouch jumps, the bars move with you. A little risky there on, I believe, the 5th rung. He almost jumped too fast. If you don't get that height, you risk the bar bumping you off, and that is how you fail this obstacle. But Smokey was able to get through that. And now for the ball glider. This obstacle has given him so much trouble in the past. He's failed it 3 times, including the last tournament. He will go for a much more normal transfer than he went for last time and get through that. And now Smokey rolling down on the 2nd track. He's going to go for a wrangle. Smokey gets through it. And now for the snapback. He failed this in Tournament 6, but every time he's gotten this far since then, he has beaten it. Smokey going to stop on the 2nd seesaw. Nothing wrong with that. He's moved pretty quick to this point. But again, you just got to keep watching that clock. You have to move so fast on this stage to pull it off. And Smokey now onto the wind chimes. Never had a problem with this, but it's still difficult. Now he sticks the 3rd pole, going for the 4th. He will stick that, and with great efficiency, Smokey Massacre beats the wind chimes. 48 seconds left. He's now onto the super launch. He failed this 2 tournaments ago in an embarrassing fashion. Can he get it? Smokey lands the island. He is onto the minefield with 37 seconds left. He has time in hand. Smokey jumping his way through the time, and he hits a mine. And that is why that obstacle is there. The minefield does its function. It puts the pressure on you. Really the last point in which you can fail without timing out on the stage. And Smokey just didn't feel comfortable to set on those jumps. Smokey Massacre is undone on the minefield. Someone who knows what that feels like is this man, Hunter Unit 751. He failed the minefield in the last tournament. It was his best run, as I said, since Tournament 1. But Hunter now hoping to right all the wrongdoings of his last chunk of Stage 2 appearances. 7 Stage 2 appearances in a row without beating it. Can Hunter not make it 8? U-Bridge, he actually got through really fast. Usually he goes really slow on that, and I criticize him for being a mongoose driver in like racing leagues and stuff and going slow in a driving obstacle, but he did that really fast. And he's going up the salmon ladder very fast as well. Taking some time before that big jump. Thinking there was an extra rung there, I don't know why, but Hunter will bump that ball forward and get ready for the ball glider. Now, Hunter has also had his struggles with this obstacle. He's failed it 3 times as well. Tournaments 2, 5, and 9, he failed it. So can Hunter pull it off today here? Gets that first transfer beautifully. And now he's got to go for the 2nd track. He's going really fast, but he's going to wrangle and get through it, and he's moving at a good pace. 75 seconds left. Not quite as fast as Flame earlier, but it's still good, and he's going quickly across the first seesaw. We'll stop on the 2nd one. 66 seconds left. Hunter will stop on that front of the 3rd seesaw, get through that, and he's got a minute for the last 4 obstacles. And now for the wind chimes. He beat this in the last tournament, but he absolutely duplicates to a T what he did in Tournament 8. I was talking about all the obstacles he struggled with, didn't even think about bringing up the wind chimes, and that is what has taken him out for his 2nd time today. Just couldn't land that 2nd pole. Oh, but now we have Vaze, Joey Davis. He is on a streak of 2 consecutive clears of this stage. Tournament 9, of course, he cleared with 28 seconds left on this stage. Since then, though, the time limit has come down 15 seconds. The 10 seconds last time because of him, and then 5 seconds because of the salmon ladder change. He was worried about the salmon ladder. It is a tricky obstacle. You got to land all these jumps, take your time on it, which sometimes is hard for Joey Davis to do, but he's done just that and gets up to the top. And now Joey will push that ball forward and get onto the ball glider. It's hard to believe Joey took until Tournament 8. It took him 8 appearances to beat Stage 1, and he's now making his 4th appearance in a row in this stage. On the verge, if he can pull this off, of getting 3 Stage 3s in a row. Joey looked like he was a little indecisive there, decided to go for a wrangle, and it worked out. And he is moving at a good pace, 80 seconds as he gets onto the snapback. Gets on the second seesaw. Oh my goodness, he's dealing with a little bit of lag, but he will lower that second seesaw, get onto the third, survive these drops. And now for the wind chimes. Joey will not make the same mistake as Hunter just did. He will land the third as well, going for the fourth. And he will get that. And Joey Davis back into the final 3 obstacles yet again. 45 seconds left for the super launch. It's a tricky jump. Oh, but Joey Davis gets it yet again, and he's got 36 seconds. Time is not as fast as we were anticipating, so he's going for speed here. And Joey Davis pulls it off again. How does he keep doing this? And now at 25 seconds for the supermarket should be enough time. Just don't make any dumb mistakes and get pushed off into the water. He's into that second half where the walls are a little bit, the gaps are a little bit thinner, but 2 walls to go, 10 seconds in hand. Joey Davis will do something only Weapon Matt has ever done before him. 3 consecutive Stage 3 appearances. I mean, he's actually the second person, period, to get 3 third stage appearances. That is super impressive. 6.20 seconds left. Of course, we do have something to brag about here. Oh, and he failed the mines coming back. That is unfortunate, although I don't think he would have done the super launch backwards. But this is actually the first time that Joey Davis will not get a fastest time on a stage. Flame still has the fastest time with 7.8 seconds left. Joey only had 6.2. But we move on to Petrillo Fam 4, who's eyeing back-to-back stage 3s. Again, we talked about this last time. Only Weapon Matt and Joey have consecutive stage 3 appearances on this course. Only Weapon Matt, Joey, and Fireball have ever had multiple stage 3 appearances. So Petrillo, very risky there, going for a save jump, and he almost came up on the... He is really pressing his luck here. He is just barely making these jumps, but he gets that last jump, gets up on top, and he's going to go right onto the ball. That is allowed, since technically the end of the salmon ladder platforms are the same as the beginning of the ball glider. You are allowed to make that transfer if you so choose. But now, Petrillo, he's had his struggles with this obstacle, the ball glider. He only just beat it in the last tournament for the first time. Are the demons going to come back and bite him here? He's trying to keep that ball under control. It will cost him a little bit of time, but he is hanging in there. Petrillo Fam going to go for the dismount and get through. 72 seconds left. And now he's got to tackle the snapback. 65 seconds. He's moving super quick here through this. He's going to stop on that third seesaw. Nothing wrong with that. And 57 seconds. He's a little bit behind some of our other competitors' pace, but he's really good at this obstacle as we saw in the last tournament. He's doing the same technique. Stick and go, stick and go, stick and go. Beautiful. 10 seconds through the wind chimes. You couldn't write it up any better. 43 seconds for Petrillo on the final 3 obstacles. Super launch now. Can he get it? Yes, he can. 35 seconds left as he gets into the minefield. He's going to want to keep an eye on the clock here. He can't go too slow, and he's going one at a time. He's burning a ton of time here. He learns now that he's got to pick up the pace. And he's going to get through it, but he's got 20 seconds left. This is going to be super close. Petrillo is going to have to move it here. 15 seconds with 6 walls left to go. He's going to need near perfection here. 10 seconds as he's just getting into the harder section. Petrillo's going to have to go. He's in risk of timing out. 2 walls, 5 seconds. Petrillo's going to have to move here. It's going to be close. Petrillo goes for the buzzer. And he gets it. Oh my god. 0.02. Are you kidding me, Petrillo Fam 4? He has just barely survived by the slimmest of margins. It is by far the closest finish we've ever had. But Petrillo was able to get it. It took 42 minutes of review, but notice there that by one frame, he pulled it off.
My heart is racing.
Please, I honestly, you might as well just do it.
The margin was .02. It was less than a frame.
That's amazing.
And you're going to stage 3.
Yeah! Nicely done, Pedro.
Well, that's better than someone putting the Pornhub music on right now. Which was happening the other day quite a bit.
Oh my god. I guess
Wait.
that was kind of recorded.
Snaz knows what that is. Hey.
Oh my god. Oh man. Let's go.
Pedro,
Congrats,
I
Petrillo.
could not be prouder.
Flame has every right to be proud. He has taught him the art of going slow. And Petrillo fam, it took so long because the clip took forever to upload, and then I had to double check it, and I watched it back over and over again, and by 1 frame, I edited on 30 FPS, by 1 frame Petrillo moves on. But now 1 man left to go, hoping to join the 3 others in Stage 3. It is Weapon Matt. He's only failed this stage twice, in Tournament 1 and Tournament 6. He's hoping to get an unthinkable 9th Stage 3 today. Got a little bit hung up there at the beginning of the U-Bridge, but he gets through the rest of that no problem. And now for a new obstacle, the Salmon Ladder. He's attempted the wall climb 10 tournaments in a row. He's never attempted the Salmon Ladder. Oh, he misses a spring, but the ledge does not spawn. He is okay. I guess it's a bar, not a ledge, but you get what I'm going for. But Matt got up that very quickly, going for that spring jump technique. It is perfectly a valid way to go for it. It's a little risky if you do miss a spring jump like he just did, but Matt was able to get away with it. And now going quickly for that ball glider transfer. He has now made that transfer in 10 consecutive tournaments, but can he get the dismount here? Weapon Matt? Yes, he can. No worries. Now on to the snapback, which took him out in Tournament 6. The last time he failed the stage, this was the obstacle that undid him. He's going to stop on the second seesaw. He went for speed on this obstacle last time, but he's going a little bit safer, but not much safer. He gets through 65 seconds in the clock. Up and Matt. Gonna get the second pole. Now gotta go for that third pole, stick that. And 1 more pole left to go. Weapon Matt gets there and gets onto the platform. 48 seconds left. It's now time for the super launch. Can Matt land that island yet again? Of course he can, and he's got 38 seconds left. He likes to do these one at a time. I don't know if he has enough time to do that. It looks like he's sticking to his technique. He's down to 30 seconds. Petrillo had about 20 seconds getting into the supermarket and just had the closest finish we've ever seen. And Matt is about to try and outdo him. He's also got 20 seconds. He's going to have to motor. It's going to be close again. 15 seconds left with 6 walls to go. He's slightly behind Petrillo. He's got to pick it up. 10 seconds for 3 more walls. He should be able to get it, but he's got to keep moving here. Matt, he gets hung up on the 7th wall. Got to keep going here. Weapon Matt jumps to the buzzer. Oh my word. 2 runs in a row with less than a second on the clock. Weapon Matt with .54 on the clock. We would have included his audio here, but he was very fired up and said many expletives that we can't really air on camera. But he was very fired up to pull it off because he did not think he was going to make that. But we have a record tying 4 Stage 2 clears. Flame unbelievably getting the fastest time and 2 clears by less than a second. 3 fails on this stage on the snapback, wind chimes, and minefield. This is actually the first time in Irish Warrior history that Stage 2 has had above a 50% clear rate. Just an incredible job by our competitors on Stage 2. But now it's time for Stage 3, and it all begins with the discus throw. This obstacle debuted in the last tournament and took out Joey Davis on that big downward drop. You gotta be super precise, landing each one of those discuses. And then you're on the precision pyramid, 25 feet in between each pole. They go up and then back down. And once you take care of that, you're on to the cliff roller. Gotta jump across those ledges as it makes 2.5 rotations down the track. And then once you make that transfer onto the green platform of safety, then you get to tackle the preposterous cliffhanger. This obstacle is still very difficult despite not too many people failing this obstacle before. You gotta make some super precise jumps here on this upward section. Then that jump to that downward ledge. A big send lateral jump into a second lateral jump to that ledge 90 degrees to the side. And then you have one final crazy jump to a ledge that is slightly thinner. And then you transfer onto the new doorknob grasper. Once you land on that first doorknob, the walls will disappear, and then you'll have to jump across these thin doorknobs. You don't have room to land and stick them really, so you gotta be super precise jumping across them. From there, it's the slingshot. This was the obstacle that ended Weapon Matt's day in the last tournament. This obstacle is super difficult. You have to be very precise jumping across those poles, moving them as you need them on the second half. Once you make that final drop and final dismount, you're onto the wobble coaster, which ended the tournament last time. We saw Petrillo Fam 4 come undone on that final upward slope. But if you can get to that platform, you're onto the Terror Hill, which was nerfed in the last tournament. The middle railing was taken out, so you have a little bit of a wedge to roll the ball down, and you make that final dismount, and you land there. You will be climbing for total victory.
Well, the stage 2 run was very clean all around, I think. So yeah, and stage 3, I'm just gonna say it right now, I regret clearing stage 2. Because I do not want to have to deal with this stage.
It feels good to get a hat trick of stage 2 clears. I was not expecting to do so. If I fail the first obstacle, I'm really gonna be depressed afterwards. But hopefully I won't do that, and hopefully I can at least get back to the cliffhanger, and we'll see how it goes.
I mean, yeah, that stage 2 run was one of the most intense things I've ever had to deal with. And just the fact that I had to wait so long for conclusion in that booth review really got to me. But now that I'm here, I know that I had a really bad fail last tournament, but I'm gonna do it this time for Sonic, for Irish, for Puma, for Hunter, for Swan, for all the people who haven't gone total victory on a course this time. I'm gonna do it for all of them, or at least try to. So I am, of course, still worried about the wobble coaster, but I think if I can get back there and beat it, I might punch my ticket to the final.
Yeah, that stage 2 run was definitely the sketchiest I've ever had, I'll say that much. Barely scrape through, but it's nice to get back to stage 3. And I'm very worried about this stage, but I'm hoping that I can put a good attempt in and hopefully get back to the final stage.
Well, let's get right down to business. 4 competitors remain to take on Stage 3, which matches the record from Tournament 5 in which Weapon Matt achieved total victory. Flamosaurus, first man to take it on. Of course, Weapon Matt, the only person from that record-setting group to be here. Again, Flame gets the safe jump on the discus throw. It's a very scary first obstacle. And Flame gets through on his first Stage 3 appearance. We've seen him make it to Stage 3 on so many other courses, on so many other occasions. Finally getting here today on this course as he gets ready for the Precision Pyramid. Flame looks like he's crouching here. He's like setting up for some frog jumps. And oh my goodness, he runs right off the pole. Flame is out just like that on the second obstacle, the Precision Pyramid. A great tournament for Flame to get here, but man, we've only ever seen Ump Double Ump in Tournament 5. Hey, remember him? Yeah, he still hasn't run since then. But Flame going down there. And now Joey Davis going for revenge right away. Let's not get in the way of Joey here. Okay, he's going to stick this fourth discus. This is the jump that took him out last time. He's shooting at it. He knows it's difficult. He goes for it. Joey gets a safe jump, a second one. Joey lands the pole. One more discus to go. He gets up on top, and Joey Davis defeats the discus throw. That has to be a huge relief for him to get through that obstacle. He was very mad to have failed it in the last tournament. He thought he might fail it again. But Joey pulled it off, and now, going for the Precision Pyramid, he just watched Flame fail that jump, but he will get there. Again, he beat this obstacle in Tournament 9. Joey Davis, Vaze, in his third appearance in a row in the stage. He's going quickly down the downward section. He just stole the Weapon Matt spin. Weapon Matt is not going to like that when he sees that. But I don't know. I guess there have been worse acts on this course. But now, Joey Davis will have to tackle the Cliff Roller. He attempted this obstacle and beat it in Tournament 9. Is Joey here? Okay, yes he is. It's almost like he fell asleep there for his 30-second rest time. That would be a bold strategy to use your 30-second rest time as time to take a 30-second nap and then just get back into the run. But yes, he's now making his way across the cliff roller. Again, the way that this is set up, it will just continue to pick up speed as you get closer and closer to the end. You really got to be in control of where you're at. He's doing a good job so far, but he is going one at a time. That is concerning. Okay, he's now going to start going two at a time. This is the easiest technique for the second half of this obstacle, where the wheel is just going so fast. Oh, he goes one at a time there. He's going back and forth between techniques. What's he doing here? Joey Davis. Oh my goodness, he went for 3! And it cost him. Joey Davis is the first competitor to ever fail the cliff roller. It is a difficult obstacle, but unfortunately, it is the end of the road there for Joey. Another front half of stage 3 failure. He was not able to get back to the cliffhanger that he got to in Tournament 9. Now here goes Petrillo Fam 4. Can he get this first obstacle? First things first, get this discus throw. He lands the bottom pole and gets through that. Petrillo got here for the first time in the last tournament, knocked on the doorstep of getting to the final. The only thing that's been changed on this entire stage is the new doorknob grasper. He almost just missed that third pole. So if Petrillo can get through the doorknob grasper, I think we have a very legitimate chance of seeing a final stage attempt. And he got through the precision pyramid, other than that one near miss, with no real difficulties. But now he just watched his good friend Joey Davis fail the cliff roller. He knows it is a difficult obstacle, and now it's time for him to pull it off. Just because you've done it before doesn't make it a guarantee that you're going to do it again. Petrillo going one at a time here. And okay, he's going to start skipping 2. Ball looks like it's about halfway down the track. Looking pretty good here. He's landing in the middle of all these ledges, which is good to see. And now he is keeping it under great control. It hits the stopper. He lands that final jump. Now has to get himself into position. Land the final jump onto the green platform of safety. And Petrillo Fam 4 will now have to face the preposterous cliffhanger. He beat this last time. Can he do it again? This ledge's curved ledge isn't too hard, and he is able to get it. You just have to make sure you land in the right spot there. You land in the wrong spot, that curved wall can push you right off. But Petrillo avoids that disaster. Goes right onto the third ledge, and now this upward section. Each jump gets progressively more difficult. The first one he gets. Now this jump is infamous for ending Tournament 7. It took out Weapon Matt in that tournament. Can he get it? Petrillo sticks it. And now this jump. Most people will just go right off of this ledge for the sling it. And Petrillo does that as well. He gets a big safe jump outward. Go ahead and stick it. Okay, yes he does. That was a little scary, but he's now going to go for the lateral jump. The first of 2. And now he's got this big ledge out in the distance to catch. And he gets that. And now one more jump to go. This final crazy jump. Petrillo sticks it. And now he's going to wiggle his way down this ledge and get ready for the unknown. He'll be the first competitor to take on the doorknob grasper. The wall comes down. He's going to stick the first doorknob. And what's he going to do now? He is going for these kind of frog jumps. And this is working tremendously. This is a very difficult obstacle. Very similar to a vertical limit, but Petrillo Fam 4 gets through the doorknob grasper. Oh my, that is a huge moment for him. He now knows what the slingshot feels like. He knows what the wobble coaster feels like, and he has the terror hill, which he said himself he thinks he can do because it's been made easier. Can Petrillo Fam 4 pull it off here? He's in the home stretch. Of course, he's in these 3 obstacles that take a very long time to complete. But he only has 3 obstacles in his way. The tower is literally right behind him. He knows he's right there yet again. Now, you don't have to move these bars on this first section, but Petrillo likes to do that to make these jumps just a little bit easier. Again, no time on this stage. You can just do whatever you want. Oh, he's not going to move that third bar. That was a little interesting. Change of strategy. Going for the first drop. Save jumps and gets it. And now he's into the second section. And now you will have to move these bars pretty much to the end of the track to make these jumps easier. It's not required, but just with the way that these jumps are set up, it's really just recommended for you to move this thing all the way down and just make that distance as short as possible. Of course, it makes the elevation change a perfect crouch jump, but other than that, you know, this is really the recommended strat, to do this pipe slider type wiggle down the track. It looks like he's gotten that right side all the way locked in. He's got Sonic and Flame here watching. I think Jumpy was here as well. They're all watching Petrillo's every move. They were here for stage 2. They could not believe how close that stage 2 run was. I mean, again, it's hard to even think about. Petrillo has really put that near miss behind him. And now he's got to go for the second cradle. Oh my goodness, it slid all the way forward on the left side. And almost all the way forward on the right side. That was nearly disastrous. He's going to double check it here. He bumped that left side forward just a little bit. Petrillo Fam 4. He finished with the slowest ever clear time on stage 2. And now he's going for the slowest ever clear time on stage 3. If he can make this drop. And he does. It took out Weapon Mat last time, but not Petrillo. He's going right for the jump off. And he gets it. Petrillo Fam 4 is back to the scene of the crime. He has made it all the way back. He's beaten everything in his path to this point. Yet again, 2 tournaments running. But now it's the wobble coaster. Whoa, big lurch forward as he gets onto it. That would have been a horrible way to fail and potentially do even worse. That would have been bad. But now, Petrillo Fam 4, he knows what it feels like. He knows what this pressure feels like. He was here in just the very last tournament. It's hard to fathom the rise of Petrillo Fam 4 on this course. Again, we've seen it on other courses. Petrillo get to finals. But he's finally living up to his potential here. And he's moving pretty quickly on this 5-degree decline in the yellow section. Again, it gets steeper here. Once you get... Wow! Big shoot forward. Once he gets into the red section, it's a 10-degree decline. It's a little bit hard to control. But Petrillo hanging in there. So far, so good. As Petrillo knows too well, you touch that track, your dreams of going to the final are dashed. Petrillo is handling this very well so far. He gets down onto the flat, the green section. It's a short flat, but for some reason, it's one of the harder bits on the obstacle. And Petrillo looks like he might be stuck here. He's gonna have to wiggle around, get that thing moving. I don't know if he's taking a second to regroup or if he is stuck. Okay, he gets out of it. Sonic, Flame, and Atlantic here rooting him on. As Petrillo is nearly back to the final yellow zone. The 5-degree incline where his dreams were crushed. Just a few months ago, Petrillo is back to the yellow section. I mean, there's 2 yellow sections, but you get the point. Petrillo Fam 4. He just has to stay patient. Whatever you do, Pedro, don't press that A button. He's really wedged here. This is gonna take some figuring out. He's gonna just have to keep walking around the ball and just keep it moving. He just can't let this get to him. It's easy to let this moment get to him. Oh my goodness, it lurches forward. Petrillo was able to figure out the jam. And now Petrillo, this is about where he jumped last time. he is looking much more calm. He definitely seemed a lot more calm before this run. And now Petrillo Fan 4, he can dismount at any time. See how aggressive he takes this dismount. Come on, Pedro. So close to the final platform. It's nearly to the top of the yellow hill, but it looks like he's going to go the whole way. Part of it to make the dismount easier. Part of it, I would think, for pride, to just show the wobble coaster who's boss. But it's stuck again. He can easily dismount from here, but he's taken the full precautions. He does not want to fail this again. Oh my goodness, it wobbles way back and forth, and it's still jammed. Can Petrillo pull this off? Oh my goodness, it was all looking so smooth. He gets it out again! It's the third time the ball's been jammed on this run, but Petrillo gets revenge on the wobble coaster. And this is it, the final obstacle in his way. The Terror Hill. This obstacle took out Weapon Matt in Tournament 9, but it's much more simple. Unlike the balancing act that was the Tournament 9 wobble coaster, this obstacle is called the Terror Hill. You now have the gap in the middle, and so the ball is going to roll a lot more consistently, but it's all about keeping your positioning on this ball. Petrillo is going for an interesting technique here. He's actually walking to the side. Very interesting. I did not think of this technique. This technique probably would not have worked at all with the old Terror Hill. But it doesn't matter what the old Terror Hill was. This is the new Terror Hill. Oh, it rolls backwards. The only rule with this obstacle is this is the only ball you can use. You can reset to the platform, but if this ball goes, you are done for. You cannot reset here with a different ball. You have to use the ball that's already there. And if that ball that spawns in saves you and causes you to be able to jump back onto it, then you're also disqualified. There's a lot more rules. It's basically just don't be silly here and just stay on the ball. Petrillo is now halfway up this red section, 10-degree incline. He's handling it really well, taking his full time here. He is halfway through this obstacle. Halfway to completely rewriting the record books on Irish Warrior, becoming only the third person to get to the final. We haven't seen anyone get to the final since Weapon Matt's total victory in Tournament 5, but Pedro is handling this beautifully. It's taking him ages to get this ball moving, but you know what? It's the way to do it. There's no time limit. Take full advantage of it. And he's getting up. He's into the yellow section. He's just gotten through the hardest bit on the entire obstacle. That red section is an absolute nightmare to get through, and Pedro just pulled it off. Petrillo Fan 4 is now getting ever closer to going for the final jump. He's just got to keep focus here for just a few more seconds. It's at the crest. He's on the green section. Petrillo now eyeing up this dismount. Petrillo goes for it. And Petrillo Fan 4 has done it. 6 tournaments in the making. 11 tournaments in the making for his career. Petrillo Fam is going to the final stage. What a phenomenal performance. He has gotten his absolute revenge on stage 3 after just the disappointment he felt in the last time. The amount of just victory and accomplishment he must be feeling right now. Just unbelievable. It took ages for him to do everything because the stage is really long and that's the way it is. But Petrillo Fam pulled it off. And I think they're going to pull this trick out of the bag. The plasma pistols all together and fire. Petrillo Fam 4, just an absolute clinic on one of the hardest stage 3s we've ever seen in Halo jumping. And this man pulled it off.
On the green.
This is it. Go!
Let's go.
Yo! Let's go! Matt sucks! Get wrecked! Yo!
Pedro, it was all out of my training.
Nicely done! You've done it! It's all yours! You've done it! No one can take it away from you! Not even a frame!
Pedro's so much better than me at jumping. Stupid.
Nicely done!
Why is Pedro better than all of us combined times 3?
Petrillo found 4!
Well, unbelievably, for the first time in a long time, we will see a competitor take on the final stage. And for the first time since Tournament 3, Weapon Matt now about to take on Stage 3, knowing someone's already gotten to the final. But he will now take on this discus throw. He is always worried about this obstacle too, or at least he was in the last tournament. But it appears he's gotten much better at it because that was super clean. And Weapon Matt now into the Precision Pyramid. Weapon Matt has now made it here 5 consecutive tournaments. It is now the longest streak of Stage 3 appearances on this course ever in history. And he's failed at 4 tournaments in a row. He failed the Cliffhanger in Tournament 7, the Vertical Limit in Tournament 8, RIP, the Terror Hill in Tournament 9, the Slingshot last time. There is the spin. He will never have that taken away from him unless people mimic him like Joey Davis earlier. And now Weapon Matt going for a weird technique there. He was almost looking backwards. I don't know if he was thinking about doing something or what, but I actually have seen some competitors in testing land on that first ledge and will actually ride just that ledge all the way around the wheel, which is allowed. You just can't get up on top of the wheel, and you can't skip the green bar of safety. But Petrillo in the final. Matt hungry to join him as he is halfway through the cliff roller. He watched Joey fail this earlier. He knows that this is not an easy obstacle. And he is handling it well. The ball hits the stopper. Well done by Weapon Matt. Never looked in doubt here. Goes to the green bar and goes right for the cliffhanger. Gets the jump onto the circular ledge. Will now run all the way around and get into this upward section that undid him in Tournament 7. I'm sure he still thinks about it to this day. This is the jump. Matt gets a good safe jump. And now, gonna connect these 2 jumps, land at the top of the slant. And now we'll have to run down, get this big jump, and pull it off. And now this big lateral jump. Probably the toughest jump on this obstacle. You need a super late jump. And Matt gets it again. And now one final crazy jump. He will short hop, save it, walk across, and now new ground for Weapon Matt. His first time taking on the doorknob grasp where he just stuck that directly. That was super impressive. And he, like Petrillo, going for this sort of frog jump technique across the doorknobs. This obstacle is super difficult. But our 2 competitors who've made it here have not made it look that way. Matt even getting the chance to throw in a second 360 on the run. And now Matt here with Flame in attendance. Flame just watched Petrillo get to the final. Will he be seeing a second final? We've never had a tournament on this course that has had multiple finalists. We had Tournament 3 with Fireball. What in the world is this technique? Are you serious? Weapon Matt is actually going to try and lock in the bar from below? This is very strange. And it's worked out for him. And now he's going to go straight up here onto the second set. Wow, big lurch forward, but he was able to hang on here. He gets that left side forward. Man, I can't believe what I saw on Weapon Matt with the shooting technique of the lower bar to try and avoid that bar moving while he jumped down, and it actually worked really well. Weapon Matt's so creative with some of these techniques that he comes up with. Again, it's the 6th tournament of this era. Our competitors have seen a lot of these obstacles now for 6 tournaments. They've started to come up with their own techniques, and you know Matt, after failing this obstacle last time, has been hungry to defeat this. And now, he is going to shoot again. He missed a shot. What a scrub. What an absolute trash competitor he is. He is perma-banned from... No, I'm kidding. That would be funny if I disqualified him for missing a shot. But now he's going to go for the drop. He failed this last time. Weapon Matt lands it and goes to the dismount. And Weapon Matt knows that he's accomplished something big there. He gets by the obstacle that took him out in the last tournament. He was worried about it again, but now he's got the 2 balls left to go. Weapon Matt will again tackle the wobble coaster, which he was able to defeat in Tournament 9. Till just a few minutes ago, he was the only person to ever defeat this obstacle. But now, Petrillo Fam 4 has joined him with that, and Petrillo Fam 4 has set the benchmark for this era, becoming the first finalist since this man achieved total victory in Tournament 5. Can Weapon Matt get back to the final here in Tournament 11? So many people thought he was going to do it last time after his incredible run in Tournament 9. And just one mistake cost him last time. One mistake would cost him this time, but he's done better already. Now, Weapon Matt taking his sweet time on this obstacle. It is super difficult. It's super time consuming. It's very stressful to watch from an onlooker's perspective. But again, it's just the pressure that mounts at you at this point. I mean, you can literally see the platform in the background. You can even see the final stage in the background. You can see some Rando camera guy in machinima mode as well in the background. Not sure what he's doing here. But Weapon Matt rolling his way down here on this 5-degree decline. He is doing this much slower than Petrillo. I never thought I would say that about someone on stage 3. But you know, Matt was the person that originally beat the wobble roll by taking like 5 minutes or something crazy. I'm sure he will take similar amounts of time on this today. Maybe even more, who knows? But again, just got to keep focused here. A big lurch forward. Almost fell off the front, but he is okay. You know, if our show had the budget, I would probably start a timer here and see how long Matt is taking on this obstacle. But we don't have that budget, really, so tough scene. And I didn't bother to see how long he started on this obstacle when I'm watching the recording, so that's unfortunate. Matt now at the crest of the angle change. It's going to go from a 5-degree to a 10-degree right here. Here goes. Whoa! Big shoot forward. Matt was able to hang in there. And now this 10-degree decline. It keeps shooting forward. It keeps wanting to buck the grand champion off. But he is hanging in there. As Weapon Matt. Oh my goodness, it happened again. He is really flirting with danger here. Not to mention the amount of time he's taking on this, just the more pressure he must be feeling as it continues to just move down the track at a turtle's pace. Word on the street actually is that the turtles have just finished walking the wobble coaster track, so Weapon Matt officially slower than a turtle confirmed. Not really. You get what I'm saying though. He is now on this green section, the flat section. For some reason, our competitors continue to go slow on this. I get that it's not a downhill, so you don't get the giant lurches forward like you did on the downward ones, but it's been the same as the wobble roll since Tournament 1, so you'd think that our competitors would be a little bit better at doing this, especially Matt, who's gotten here so many times, but beggars can't be choosers, really. And again, when you set a stage with no time limit, people are going to take advantage of that, and Matt is doing just that. Matt has taken advantage of that twice before. A 2-time finalist, the only person to get to the final multiple times, the only person to achieve total victory. Weapon Matt inching closer and closer to a 3rd final and a shot at becoming a 2-time champion. Matt talked about it in stage 2 as well. This was his first... He had done a few runs, but this is his first Irish Warrior tournament since having wrist surgery. He really wasn't sure what kind of form he'd be in going into this tournament, and it appears that surgery has not taken anything away from him. But this ball is stuck. We saw Petrillo get stuck here in a very similar circumstance, but he gets through. Powers through that stick, but now it's stuck again. Matt watched how painful Petrillo's failure at this section was last time. He doesn't want to duplicate it. So far, so good here for Weapon Matt. As it continues to move up and up. He is now about halfway through. And once again, you can dismount whenever you please on this. Weapon Matt went for the early dismount in Tournament 9. We'll see if he's feeling risky and goes for it here in Tournament 11. Oh, he's running into trouble here. The ball does get stuck on these angled sections. Oh my goodness! He moves and makes the dismount. Super risky, super bold after a very long run through that. And then he couldn't shoot the ball back like he did in Tournament 9. That's kind of unfortunate. But Weapon Matt has gotten back to where he got to in Tournament 9. This is the Terror Hill. He failed this obstacle going for a shooting technique. This obstacle is much more manageable. It is still a nightmare to accomplish, but much easier to keep this ball rolling. Weapon Matt into the yellow section. Coming up here on this red section. Last time he was here, he tried to shoot the ball, get the ball, and then catch up to the ball, and he wasn't able to pull it off. Today, he's going to go for the traditional technique. See if he looks forward or decides to look to the side like what Petrillo did. He's having trouble keeping that ball rolling, and that's the difficulty with this. Balls are not meant to go up 10-degree angles with people on top of them. Matt is starting to make some headway. Matt really didn't have any regrets after Tournament 9 in which he went for the shooting technique and couldn't pull it off. He said he thought it was the best chance for him to get to the final. And now today, changing his technique, going for the traditional recommended technique. So far, it's working well. Again, he's not having to worry about that ball rolling off the side too much unless he gets really wonky with that roll, in which then it will pop right out of that slot and you'll roll right into the water. Petrillo Fam 4, waiting at the final stage for him. Matt hoping to join him. Matt hoping to give us multiple finalists for the first time in Irish Warrior history. It's nearly there at the top of the red track. He's got just a few more wiggles to go. Come on, Matt. He is close. He is there. He's onto the yellow section. He's gotten through the red zone. And now a 5-degree incline. And then that final green roll in which you build up the momentum to make the dismount. Matt rolling super slow, but he's getting through. It's about to crest the hill. Here it is. He's on the flat. Is Matt gonna get his third final? He goes for it. He has! Weapon Matt, the legend lives on. His third time defeating the third stage. And Weapon Matt will attempt the final yet again. He's going to try and go for the secret 9th obstacle, the ball roll to the final stage. And, oh, he failed the secret 9th obstacle. That's kind of unfortunate. But otherwise, Weapon Matt, fantastic performance, and we'll see him in the final. Unbelievable.
Let's go. Got it. Let's go!
Yes. Wahoo. Irish in the commentary, you better say wahoo there.
Where's the ball? Alright, I'm getting on it. Hold on. No!
No!
So sorry for how long that run is.
I may or may not have avoided the wahoo there, but our competitors have not avoided the final stage today. It's finally time to show it off. The final stage is the cubic chaos. This final is super demanding. 32 blocks. They go in a counterclockwise circle formation. The first section of black blocks and the white section, those jumps are 11 feet high. And then you transfer into the gold section for the second half, and those jumps are 11.25 feet high, so those jumps are even taller. But once you get up to that final block, you then have to back off the block slightly so that you can make one final sky jump at 11.5 feet up to the final platform, run over and hit the buzzer. If you can hit it within 1 minute and 5 seconds, you become a legend and a grand champion on Irish Warrior. 32 blocks in 65 seconds. Competitors are going to need to keep a pace of under 2 seconds a block. Now let's hear what they're thinking before this history-making final stage.
After my fail last tournament, that was like the lowest of lows for me. To be so heartbroken after that, but to bounce back in the way I did. That whole stage 3 run, the second I beat the wobble roll, I knew I was going to do it, and I'm happy I did it for everybody who I said I was going to do it for. And but the job's not done yet. I still have one more thing to do, and that's to beat this tower.
First off, I'm just going to apologize to the viewers. I'm sorry that stage 3 run was too long, but I just had to execute all the obstacles, which I knew I could, and I luckily did, and it's nice to be back on the final stage for a third time. It's just surreal, you know, being the person that caused this renewal and being one of the first couple people to get to the final stage post-renewal is really special.
Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. 50 competitors started this tournament, and for the first time in 6 tournaments, we will see a final stage. But for the first time, we'll see 2 challengers give it a go, and the first of them is Petrillo Fam 4. He has made it to the final on a couple other courses. He made it to the final on Jumpy's course, Halo Sasuke, in Tournament 7, and he came up short. He made it to the final on Sonic Fan's course in Tournament 7, and also came up short. Petrillo has final experience, and now it all comes down to this. Petrillo is going to need the climb of his life here. He's going to need to be super fast and yet ultra precise in order to get to the top of the tower and become the second grand champion of Irish Warrior. Can Petrillo finish the job? We will find out in 65 seconds or less. He is off. Petrillo got to keep up that good pace of less than 2 seconds per block. He's moving up. He's lost a little bit of time already on the first cycle. There are 8 cycles in total, 4 cycles per zone. He gets up that second cycle pretty fast. He's about on par with where you need to be. And now trying to speed up here a little bit. That was a much faster cycle. The last 2 cycles have been about 7 seconds. He's ahead of pace, but he's losing a bunch of time there. He's stopped on that block, but now he's picking it back up. And he's about on par with where you need to be as he's into the harder jumps. Petrillo's got to keep this pace up and make these tricky jumps, and he's doing well. 25 seconds left. Petrillo can't stick the ledge. Petrillo comes up on the 6th cycle. He was looking pretty good, but it's the difficulty of this final. You got to be super fast and yet nail all of those jumps in a row, and one mistake and it's all over. Petrillo just went too fast there. Got pushed off the wall and didn't even sniff landing that ledge. Just didn't get himself in the right position to land it. And Petrillo, phenomenal tournament, but it comes to an end, and he will not become a grand champion today.
Oh.
That's a tough.
A final is a final, Pedro.
Hey, Petrillo.
No
that
shame
nothing
at
short
all.
of greatness.
Zero freaking
My
shame,
state,
dude.
your stage 4 run of my turn is nothing
It's
in
not.
comparison to what you just did.
I've watched a lot of Halo jumping. I've never seen a run like his stage 3 run.
I mean, it wasn't anything. It was mainly just a mistake I made. I crouched a little bit too late on one of those jumps, and it just completely pushed me off. But overall, I'm sorry to anyone who wanted me to win, and I'm sorry I said I was gonna do it. But there's always next tournament. I'm definitely gonna be back here, and next time I'm here, I'm definitely gonna be able to do it. 110%. It was a great tournament for everybody. Having everybody here supporting me was great, but there's always next tournament, and I'll be back.
Well, only one man remains. And this man has gotten last man standing so many times that he now has his own last man standing team. Weapon Matt, the last man standing for the 8th tournament in a row. And oh my gosh, he's stealing my intro. He is just fully going for the humiliation here. He's taking my intro and now trying to become a 2-time champion Irish Warrior. But Weapon Matt, the man responsible for this whole renewal, 65 seconds on the clock. This final, nothing like the one that he beat with 22 seconds left. He's gonna need to be almost perfect here. Here he goes. Matt, taking his timer on this first cycle, and he's actually made up a second already on Petrillo. Again, you want to build up some time so that way, if you do make some mistakes, you have time in hand. You really can't afford too many, though. He is about a second ahead of the pace that you need to be at. And now makes that jump up, and he went really quick there. He's about 2 seconds ahead. Matt is making all these jumps. He's ahead of Petrillo's pace by a long way, but he needs to continue to make all these jumps, and he looks in a great rhythm. 20 seconds to go. Matt coming up on it. Matt, once he makes his jump, he'll have 1 cycle to go. 13 seconds left. Only a few jumps left. 10 seconds left. He's on the final edge. He's got to back off the wall. No! What's he going to do here? He spring jumps. 4 seconds. Can he get to the end? Weapon Matt, he's done it! Unbelievable! I cannot believe it. Weapon Matt, his first time attempting the final. No one had attempted it before this tournament. And Weapon Matt has done it again. He is a 2-time Irish Warrior champion. Absolutely unbelievable. He gets to look down at what he just accomplished. Flame was here to share in the moment with him. Unbelievable. Granted, he finished with 21 seconds less than the last total victory, so not as exciting. But Weapon Matt, what else is there to be said? The best competitor on this course, by far, since the start. Never failed Stage 1, 9 Stage 3 appearances. He gets his 3rd final today, and on his first attempt at this new final, he pulled it off. As you can see here, he just went at such a great pace. Matt knew what he had to do. He knew he was going to have to just move with urgency in order to get to the buzzer in time. And he did just that. He understood what he had to do. He understood where Pedro went wrong. He put himself into position to make every single one of those jumps by getting around those corners. This was the jump that undid Pedro, but not Weapon Matt. And then Matt was able to keep going here. The tension continued to rise as he got up close to the top. And it looked like he was about to throw it away here on this final jump, but he pulled it off.
Spring.
And Matt ran his way to the history books.
Go! Ah! Come on.
It feels really great, you know, coming off of a surgery 6 weeks ago when we filmed this. I really didn't know where I was going to be at jumping afterwards, but it was good to be back. You know, getting up this final stage was very sketchy. It's the second time in this era that I've had to pull off a spring jump to save my life. So, you know, I have Flame to thank for that because he said to spring jump and I took his advice, but, you know, it doesn't stop here. I've got to continue to, you know, get back to the third stage, if not the final stage again.
Well, what an incredible moment. We've only seen this ever with Smokey Massacre and Spartan Sasuke. Becoming a 2-time champion is absolutely incredible, and Weapon Matt truly deserves it for a run like that. One we truly will never forget. And with that, Tournament 11 and Era 2 have come to a close. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you starting on August 11th for Tournament 12 and the beginning of Irish Warrior Era 3. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.